Man, it's your big brother K-Rino. I want to get into this because there's a lot of conversation swirling around behind this situation, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to to speak on a principle and make us understand why it is what it is. And I think that when we can understand why something is and the root cause of what it is, then we can not be so emotional in terms of what it actually is we're seeing and hearing. So when a black person finds himself on TV and they seem to always be tearing down another black person, it's like no matter what happens, uh, the level of passion and anger and everything under that umbrella is on full blast when it comes to tearing down black people. And then if somebody white has a situation where they get in some trouble, then those same people don't seem to be as hyped up. Well, what we got to always understand, which some of us know, but we got to keep in mind, and many of us don't know, um, a person is only going, certain people are only going to go so far to when you get to a point where you start to threaten, where your bread is buttered, where you start to threaten your money, your salary, where you start to threaten um, the lifestyle that you've been afforded by people who look like the very people that you're not speaking on. There are no black bosses at these media corporations, just not. So, in order to continue on making the salaries that these cats make, they have to make sure that they appease and please the bosses who put them in those positions. And there's a close eye, a very watchful eye, and a very um, keen ear on every situation. So if we see a brother getting some trouble and he's getting just murderized in the media by black people, because one thing I want us to notice is that even when, and I'm speaking mainly sports and entertainment. Now politics is a different story, but sports and entertainment, even when white analysts and broadcasters and sports journalists and all that, they'll speak on it, but the continuation of it, of the story, it doesn't go too long with the white analysts, at least from my point of view, from what I see. It's extended through the mouths of the black analysts. They are the ones who on TV every day still talking about it for months and months and months and months and weeks and months and months and weeks. See? The black ones perpetuate it because they're told to do so. And it takes the pressure off of the white analysts and the white executives because they can just sit back and go, I'm not saying it, he's saying it. Now, to those who may not understand how this whole thing works, we look at it on the surface and say, oh man, this sellout, he's just talking about his own people and he's going in hard his own people. And guess what? You right. They are. They are some sellouts. They absolutely are. They are 100% some sellouts, man. Because they have let that position and that money cause them to shamelessly throw their brother and sister under the bus. But again, once you know why they do it, and you understand that the people who are pushing those folks out to do it, those black folks out to do it, tear down other black people, you also got to understand they know the type of black people to hire. They're not going to hire a revolutionary to be working at freaking ESPN. It ain't gonna work like that. So they got to handpick these types of individuals because they're going to carry out that agenda. It's just what it is. So they're just company men and women that are following the policy. So while we can get upset because just the natural mindset to get upset when you notice the disparity, when you notice the difference in how one story is covered and how the other story is covered, while that's a natural thing that comes up, we got to still understand. We got to still know, okay, well, we already know the play. We already know the play. And stop expecting. See, it's kind of like, I equate it to like when you see instances of police brutality as it relates to black people, and then you see how an unarmed black person can just get took out the game for just the full force of the law come down on an unarmed black person where he's brutally beaten or killed, and then you got a white person pointing a gun and shoot me, I'll kill all of y'all. And then next thing you know, they walking into the jailhouse. You know, it's like you see the difference in the treatment. So common sense says, okay, well, clearly it's understood that the level of treatment towards this group is significantly different compared to the level of treatment towards this group. It's the same thing, just in a different kind of way. You know, so when you see this repetitious pattern of behavior by black analysts, you got to know they with them. You know, you play basketball and the dude shooting so bad, he just shooting so bad that the dude on the other team say, he with us. They with them. So we can get upset all we want at these cats, but it's really a waste of time, because even if one day these cats are removed or out their pitch, it'll be somebody else. It's always somebody always got next up. And I'm gonna say some other thing, but I'm gonna save it for my podcast. But I'm gonna go into this more in detail on the Underground Dialogue podcast. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to that. But we got to understand the game that we are in. We got to understand the situation that we're in, and not let these kind of instances get under our skin, because whatever the sellout got for them, they gonna get it. They gonna get it one day, and you know that day is gonna come. It always does. So this quest to always make sure that master and that boss is sitting up in that high seat, looking down and just smiling. You know, sooner or later, you know, you're gonna cross the line, and that same master, that same boss, he gonna cut that string on you, man. You know, because these guys are only focused on the money, and they're gonna do whatever they got to do to satisfy the person who pays them that money. So keep that in mind, man, before y'all get too upset. I understand, man. I be under. I gotta catch myself sometimes too, cause I get upset when I see those things. But then I gotta remember, well, man, look, this ain't for us. These corporations, these companies, these media outlets, they've never been for us, and there's never gonna be. They've turned some of the best of us and indoctrinated them into that way of acting and that way of thinking just by upping the bread, just shooting a bunch of bread at them. So they're never gonna be for us, and those who look like us that work for them are never gonna